Okay, are we going?
There we go.
Wow, we actually figured this out. I cannot believe this. There is a God out there somewhere. I told you.
Oh yeah.
So for everybody doesn't everybody's going to listen to this who doesn't know me. My name is Shane McBride. I'm with Mackler Whitetail Adventures, and I'm also with SME Steiner McBride Electric, and I'm also a big fan of my brother. Both of us are of Real Life Real Crime, the podcast, because we wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for Woody and Cindy, right?
That's
And
right.
my guest and my co-host for all the meetings we're going to be having is Missy Jewell. Missy, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Just just your background.
Sure. My name's Melissa Jewell. I go by Missy. And let's see, I'll be the big 50 this year.
Wow, me too.
That's right. We're 73 babies. I am a single mother of two boys, one of which is Reese Gorman. My eldest son is Jack Gorman. I lost I lost Reese in 2019 due to complications from a motor vehicle accident. And we went to the DMV together when he went to get his driver's license. And he wanted to, we explained to him what organ donation was, and he understood it completely. And he decided he wanted to be an organ donor. Um, Outside of all of that, I'm also a registered nurse. I've been a registered nurse in May, it'll be 25 years.
Good, so you can give me shots then. We're good. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
you need
Okay,
them.
so right on. So how old was Reese when he passed?
So Reese was in a motor vehicle accident 4 days after he got his driver's license. He was 16
Wow.
years old. Yes, 16.
Okay, so you're a registered nurse.
Mhm.
You and I met at Crew Bash.
Yes, we did.
What an amazing time, right? I mean, the background of Crew Bash, Woody Overton from Real Life Real Crime, a retired detective.
Yes,
He went out and solves cold cases on his own time.
yes.
He's one of the best men I think I've ever met in my life, as far as like not only giving, but giving with his heart, his soul, and his wife Cindy Overton also as well. They're two of the most amazing people that you and I have got the opportunity to meet. And the reason why you and I are sitting here is because of a cause by who?
Woody Overton, Real Life Real
And
Crime,
and
and
Lopa.
LOPA.
Okay. So explain about Lopa so people know what Lopa is.
Sure. LOPA is the Louisiana Organ Procurement Agency. After Reese passed away, they, gave me some time to grieve. They have sponsors that reach out to donor families and other sponsors that reach out to recipient families. And my donor sponsor was Libby Harrison with LOPA. And when the time was right and she hit it head on, she reached out to me to introduce herself, to let me know that, she would be there for me for anything. It didn't matter, good, bad, indifferent. If I just needed someone to talk to. And, she lost her son, Justin, several years ago. So she knows where I am and where I've been. And she always has the right words for me. She can cheer me up when I'm down. She laughs with me when we want to laugh. We cry together. But she just really knows how to be there for someone. And Lori Steele, who is, I call her the spokesperson for LOPA, um, she likes to give, donor and recipient families the ability to go out and talk about their loved ones, the gifts that they've either received or the gifts that the donor families have, or the donors have given, and the families get to speak on their behalf. Well, probably a good year into or post, after my son passed away, she asked me if I would mind going and talking to students in medical programs, students at high schools, football games. Um,
Wow.
she has involved me in a lot of things, invited me to come I get to talk about Reese. I get to keep his legacy alive. And that's what helps me keep going. It's all too easy to just stay in the bed and feel lost forever, because a piece of you is gone. I always say there's four things that help me get out of the bed every day. The first thing is God. The second thing
Absolutely.
is my son Jack. The third thing is my mother, who I care for here at home, and Lopa. If it weren't for them, I don't know where I'd be right now, if I'm really being honest with you. But last year, Lori asked me if I would come, help her on stage at Woody Overton's Crew Bash of 2022, which was his third annual. And I got to talk a little bit about Reese, and I was a little meek, yeah, my son, and then he was doing it again this year, and I decided to do the whole VIP experience, which was awesome. I would recommend anyone go and do that. And then he also gave me the opportunity to talk about Reese to all of his lifers on stage. And that
Did
was
you feel comfortable though? Did you feel comfortable? Was it one of those environments where were you nervous? I mean, I seen you there. I mean, you had the biggest smile in the world. So that's telling me right there that there was a lot of joy in your heart to
there was.
celebrate for your son, for Lopa, right?
There was. I have to say, I probably experienced every emotion that mankind can have, you know. But when you're on stage and the lights are on you, you're nervous, you're anxious. But anytime I get to talk about Reese, I just smile, because I know what a beautiful child he was. All the love that he had for others. He was a prankster, a jokester. He loved to fish. He loved to hunt. So that's what kind of led up to all of this. You and I meeting for sure. And
Right. I mean, you and I have talked on the phone now, I don't know, 2 or 3 times. And my wife, she's sitting over here. I just got done making gumbo, so I apologize if I didn't dye my beard. I don't dye my beard. I'm just kidding. But I just got through making gumbo, that niche, and Woody taught me. And I what a great experience for us to communicate. You and I have so much to offer people in the world, right? I mean, there's a lot of people out there in your shoes right now, right?
yeah,
There's so many parents that are in your shoes, and I don't know how I would react. I don't know how I would be. I mean, I can't even put my wrap my mind around it, to be honest with you, right? Um, you are probably one of the most strongest women I think I have ever met in my entire life. You give me hope, you give me inspiration. I can't believe Woody Overton. I mean, a man who not only solved cases, but Lopa's his jam, right? That Woody
yeah.
Overton says that's his jam. I'm not going to use Woody Overton's words, and I mean I would steal it from him, but then he'd probably beat me up because he is my big brother. But it was a good opportunity. I am so glad that you were on stage, an opportunity to share your story. There was somebody else there in the crowd,
Yes, there
and
was.
what I'd like to do is I'd like to tell you. I want you to tell the backstory on how this all became and how this person showed up at the Crew Bash, if you wouldn't mind.
I don't mind at all.
I'm so excited.
Well, I'm going to go even further back than that. Um,
Wow.
so Lopa not only saves lives, um, they're there for, like I said, the donor families and the recipient families. Another thing that they do is, after a year has passed, they give the family the ability to write a letter to the recipients, because I think it's left up to don't quote me on this, but I think it's left up to the donor family as to whether or not they want to meet the recipients. I could be wrong. But anyway, I took it upon myself to write a
But you know what?
letter.
On our next episode, we could find that out.
Definitely, I'll get that from Lori. She can let me know.
Okay, good. See,
But I
and
wrote,
again, so real quick, but you and I are going to be doing this a lot, though. We're going to put the information out. We're going to continue to add information. We're going to continue to talk to people. What I would like to do is have you be a spokesperson for Lopa, but also Reese And you and I got exciting news that we're going to put at the end of this episode, but we're going to be adding stuff through this as you and I go. You do know that you and I are we're gonna, for everybody that's going to be hearing Missy, I'm not going to call her Melissa because I know her as Missy, and good old the big heavy set guy over here in Wisconsin. We're going to do a YouTube channel, and we're going to put out all these videos, and hopefully you and I can make this explode, and hopefully we can get more people on to talk. But I didn't mean to interrupt. I apologize. So you Lopa does more than just do donations. I mean donors.
Correct. More than just organ transplantation. They help you along the way afterwards, through it. And then they also, give opportunities to me to go out and speak about my son and raise awareness. And they also help you get in touch with either the recipient or the donor. So I wrote a letter. It was the same letter, and I wrote it to all 4 of his recipients. Now, they don't tell you their names. They just maybe give you an idea of the age or the sex of the person who received one of Reese's organs. And so I wrote a letter to each person, and I did that at about right at the year mark. And I immediately got a response from Reese's heart recipient. His name is Mark Smith, his wife, and he reached out to me. I drove up to Oklahoma, and
Wow.
I got to go meet Reese's heart recipient, Mark. I believe he was around 62 at the time that he received Reese's heart, and he's doing great. He's had a few battles with a few other things, but he's doing good.
And you still communicate with him
Oh
today?
yes, 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 yes.
Really?
We at least talk once a month for a couple of hours. I always have to make sure I have extra time to make sure I can talk to him because I want to have a
That's
full-fledged
amazing.
conversation with
What a
him.
blessing, right?
Yes, and so I had written a letter to Jacob, who was an 18-year-old who received one of Reese's kidneys. And I wrote one to Reese's liver recipient. He was a 30-year-old male. And I wrote one to Reese's kidney and pancreas recipient, and I haven't heard back from him either. But that's okay. I do understand that there is what they call recipients' guilt. They feel guilty that someone had to die in order for them to live, and it's real.
So that's a normal thing, right? I mean,
Yeah,
I didn't ever hear that before. So again, I'm not, you and I are doing this unscripted. Okay.
yeah.
What everybody knows, there is no paper below us. You and I are just talking, right? I mean, we're
Yep.
having a conversation. But explain that a little bit, if you wouldn't mind. They have guilt for receiving an organ, actually, really?
Yes, yes, because someone else had to pass away in order for themselves or their loved one to be able to live. And it's a real thing, and sometimes it's just really hard for the families to meet the mom or the dad or the brother, the sister, or whoever it may be that actually lost a loved one. And sometimes it just takes them time, or maybe they just can't emotionally, they just can't. And I understand that, because I try to spin it around and think it the same way as if Reese were living because of someone else, or Jack. Um,
Absolutely.
how
Absolutely.
hard would it be for me to face someone, you know, but I'm giving them time, to process everything. But I got lucky. Not only did I get to meet Mark, but his heart recipient, but I also received a letter on Mother's Day a year and a half ago from Jacob, his kidney recipient. He was 18 at the time when he received Reese's kidney. Apparently, he had been on dialysis most of his life, and
Oh,
so
wow.
yeah, every night, 10 hours a night, he was on dialysis for a large part of his life. And because of Reese's kidney, he's no longer hooked to a machine every night. He can live his life. I did receive a letter back from them. Unfortunately, we weren't able to meet at the time. Um, I can read it real quick if you'd like to hear it.
Let's read it. Yeah, that's
Okay.
not okay.
Okay.
So again, everybody, and this is going to go on YouTube. There's no way we can put this anywhere else because you and I are going to be talking every week, probably for a while, and hopefully we can bring more people on that you can talk to, and hopefully we get people that reach out to me and you. Right? I don't want this to be something where we do it one time. What I'd like to do is, if, with your permission, is you and I talked about this, is that we want to set up a platform so people could come on here and not necessarily record every conversation we have with them, but we'd like to have people that can reach out to us and reach out to you and get help.
Yes, yes.
You know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah.
how many people, okay, real quick before you read the letter, how many people do you think in the world today don't that do not have the same support system you do, that are going through the same thing? What would you say an average percentage wise, 1 to 100? Just
Probably
if you had to
close.
guess.
A big guess would be maybe 80%.
See? And so I kind of agree with you. I would probably even go higher than that because of all the towns, small towns and stuff. But your story is not only going to help you put it out there, but it's going to help people to understand everything, right? Because how often do you see people put out videos of what we're doing right now?
Not very often. Not very often at all, if any. Every now and then you'll see
I've never seen one.
I'll see a news story, where they show a family getting together. But I would, one of the hardest things to do is to write a letter. What do you say? And
So
thank
yeah,
God.
so there you go. So go. I want you to read this letter, and I want the audience when they watch this to understand that you're reading a letter that he wrote to you or you wrote to him.
The first one I was going to read two. The first one is the letter that they wrote back to me
Okay.
after I had written to them. But then I have the letter that's going to kind of lead into what happened to us this past weekend.
Oh
So
my gosh. I should get my tissues over here. You know that, right? Because I'm a big baby, but I'm sure you'll help me through this. You know what I
I
mean?
will.
Okay. All right.
I
So
will.
you're
So she says, Melissa and family, thank you for reaching out to us. Over the last 6 months or so, I have written this letter several times, trying to find the words to best describe our gratitude, yet express our sorrow for your loss. My name is Suzette, and my son is Jacob. He is a recipient of one of Reese's greatest gifts. We are writing this letter together. As we read your letter, we realized that those two are much alike. Jacob and Reese is a happy young man living in the southernmost part of Iberia Parish, spending most of his free time hunting and fishing.
what? Hunting.
Oh, before his transplant, his free time was mostly limited to daytime hours because he spent 10 hours a night on a dialysis machine. But he never let that stop him from pursuing his dreams. He graduated from his senior high school early and was accepted to the Nichols State University a semester before his transplant. His course of study is marine biology and hopes of working in the research field with the wildlife and fisheries, all while maintaining a 3.0 grade point average. His second favorite hobby is Xbox, which was Reese's too.
Okay, so I gotta stop. Hold on. Mine's
Of course.
PlayStation. I'm not gonna go there, but okay, all right. Go ahead.
Yeah. And she goes on to say, that they're from New Iberia. There are 5 of them. Jacob has a sister and a brother and his dad. And they spend a great time fishing the summers in Grand Isle and hunting deer and duck during the winters of Iberia and St. Martin. And she closes in saying, Reese's gift has opened up another world for Jacob, and we couldn't be more grateful. As a mother, you're continuously on my mind. Know that we pray for God's blessing and prosperity beyond any imagination for you and your family every day. We look forward to a time that we may all meet.
Oh my
So
gosh.
I
So
still
when
do.
was this written? When was this written?
I received this on Mother's Day a year and a half ago.
Okay, Mother's Day,
Yeah.
year and a half. Okay.
So
All
I
right.
hadn't, that's all I knew. That's all I had to go by. So several, a year and several months had gone by, and Woody was throwing his 4th annual crew bash. And knowing that you, generous gentlemen, you always
Me? Oh, come on.
you always
Come on.
donate such a wonderful prize for the LOPA raffle, and all of the proceeds go to help support LOPA through the raffle. And he does silent auctions and live auctions at his VIP. And your whitetail hunt and your turkey hunt, I bought I'm just gonna say quite a few raffle tickets in the
Yeah,
hope.
okay, yeah, let's not talk about, monetary amounts, all right? We're not,
No, not going there.
people don't
But
need to
I
know because
bought
then they think
several raffle
it
tickets.
was a generous donation to the cause.
Yes, yes.
So what I'd like to do is we're gonna get into the next letter, and then today I'd like to go through how he got there and all that. And then on our next episode, what do you think about going deeper into Lopa? What do you think about that?
Yes, definitely.
Because we're going to come up with all kinds of stuff for Lopa, and we're going to call somebody too, you and I, this week, and see if they'll join us next week too.
Yeah, big surprise.
Okay, so anyway, so you wrote the letter, you saw so everybody, okay, let me explain this real quick. I own property out here in Wisconsin, and I do guided hunts. Okay, I've been doing it now for a couple of years, and it was a side company for me that I started, just so I could enjoy and get people into hunting and allow people to come out here to Wisconsin and hunt. Woody and I have been getting closer and closer throughout the years, him and Cindy and my wife, and we're all really close people. And last year we donated a whitetail and a turkey hunt. The turkey hunters came out. They actually killed two birds, Darren Gaza and his son. This year we have two new winners, and we are excited. But you and I will give the big news about me and you at the end. Okay. Okay. So you got the tickets.
Yes, I did. And so I said, oh, what a great idea to maybe write another letter to Jacob inviting him to the Real Life Real Crime Crew Bash this year. Um, I wasn't sure if he was into real life, real crime. I know I am. I love it. I listen to all of it as well as Bloody Angola. That's a pretty good one too. I've learned a lot about Angola, and I've lived in Louisiana my whole entire life.
In Real Life Real Crime Daily, their new one.
Yes, they have the Real Life, Real Crime Daily, and it's current events going on around in the Baton Rouge area and some outside. Um,
Yep.
but I took the time to write another letter to Jacob inviting him to the event, and it's short and sweet.
Okay.
I just said, I'm writing today to let you know that I have a very strong desire to meet you in person and hug your neck. I really enjoyed getting the letter from you both. I keep it always. I miss Reese every single day, but if I had said no to donation, I wouldn't have Jacob to be thankful for. I hope there is no guilt that I hear so much about. I would rejoice with you and help celebrate your beautiful life. And I told him I will be at the Real Life Real Crime podcast by Woody Overton. It's his birthday bash, and all of the proceeds go to Lopa. He's a huge supporter of Lopa, and I love him and his wife dearly. His wife, Cindy, puts a lot of effort and a lot of time into this as well.
Absolutely. What an amazing woman. Whew.
Gosh, she blows me away.
I don't know how she does it, to be honest
I
with you.
don't either. I don't either.
We were out there all this last week before the crew bash and trying to help. And I'll tell you what, that woman,
I just
amazing.
wonder when she slept.
I don't think she did, to be honest. But I'm not for sure though.
But I said here, long story short, I'm going to reserve 2 tickets for the both of you to attend if you choose to. I don't want to pressure you. I want to invite you. I'll be on stage after the live podcast, and I would love to be surprised by you for your attendance. And so I'd let them know that they could be in touch with a couple of the people with Lopa with their phone numbers. And I also mentioned the whitetail deer hunt and the turkey hunt. And they also give away some really good fishing charters. Calvin
Captain
Duvall.
Duvall, yeah. And
Yeah,
his
Captain Duvall.
wife, or not his
Yeah.
wife, but his mom was a double lung recipient.
Correct. Yeah, so
And that was a part of Lopa as well. That's how I got involved in the Lopa thing, was because of Captain Duvall and Woody Overton and
yeah.
Cindy. But yeah, him and I text back and forth, and I'm hoping that we can get him on here too for an episode of it, so we could all just talk, right?
Correct. Exactly.
Could you imagine? I mean, the platform that you got right here, right now. Look what you're going to try to do for millions of people in this country because of one show, one family.
Yes.
Could you imagine?
I have to say, it makes my heart smile.
I mean,
yeah.
wow. Okay, so finish your letter. So you wrote the letter.
So, and I just happened to just throw in there that I'd bought some raffle tickets, and if I won the whitetail deer hunt or the turkey hunt or any of the fishing charters, that I would give it to them to go as a family. And if they felt comfortable enough, then I'd go too, because I like to hunt and fish myself.
Oh
So
boy.
I said, I will continue to pray that one day we can meet. God bless you. Much love, Melissa Jewell. And I also had told them that if they came down, I would get them a hotel room to stay in because I didn't want them to have to drive all the way back up. It's about a 3 hour drive from here. Um, and I got the phone call and I was told that they want to meet. He's a very shy gentleman. And he's like, I don't want to go on stage. And I'm like, okay, well, let's just meet beforehand. So I got to meet them about 4 hours before Woody's Saturday Crew Bash birthday live podcast and the giveaway. And so we attended the VIP experience together.
Wow.
And from there, it's kind of history. I'm going to let you talk now.
All right. So we tried to get him on stage, and I guess that this is going to end in 10 minutes. I didn't know that they had a time frame, but so you and I met as you were coming down. We did all the awards, and the hunts were done, and you won the Bass Pro Shop gift card by County Line out here in Wisconsin. County Line's a local bar and grill, great place, great place. And after the show, you and I talked for a minute on the side of the stage. Didn't get to spend a lot of time together, but you and I had started talking after everything was done, and I got back here to Wisconsin. I didn't know at the time that before we talked that you were there for not just, I knew you were there for Lopa, but I didn't know that about the hunting and the fishing and the turkey and all that. So my wife and I had talked, and Tracy's over there. She's listening, but she's like the background person telling me, yay, nay, you're not doing a good job, typical wife stuff. But so we had talked about it, and you and I had got on the phone that day, and we were talking about the hunt and stuff like that beforehand. And that's when I approached you and said, hey, I would like to give you an opportunity to come out here to Wisconsin to do a whitetail hunt.
Yeah.
And I would like to do a hunt honored in Reese's name every year from here on out. We are going to do it for Lopa. So somebody that has had or needs a transplant or has had a transplant. I think you and I had discussed that.
Mm-hmm.
Real Life Real Crime will still have their hunt as well and their turkey and stuff, but I would like to do a whitetail hunt in Reese's name, and we're going to start a little foundation for him here in Wisconsin. You and I are, and we're going to talk about this pretty much every week, and we're going to remind people what we're doing. My wife is the biggest proponent of taking care of people. I am so blessed to have a wife that cares just as much about people as I do, and you as well, right?
I love people.
So we have 4 people coming to Wisconsin, and you're going to tell me all 4 people that are coming to do a whitetail hunt in your son's name, and you're going to be the first annual Reese whitetail hunt. And what we need to do is when we do our stuff in the future, we'll have something that you and I can make up and make sure that we put it out there for the young man so everybody understands what you're really doing. Okay.
Yes.
So go ahead. Tell me, I don't know how much time we got left. If this cuts off, everybody knows this is our first time doing this. So you got to be patient with us. Okay. If this cuts off, we're going to have to go and start it over again and then start off where we went. Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So tell us who's coming to the whitetail hunt out here to Wisconsin.
Yeah, so this year it'll be my son Jack Gorman. It will be Jacob, Reese's kidney recipient, and his mother Suzette.
So how old are the boys?
Let's see, Jack is 23, Jacob is 22.
Wow, they're close to age even.
Yes, yes.
So they know now?
They know now. Yes, actually, I
Are
have
they
a
excited?
recording. I did a recording whenever I called Jacob to let him know, so I'll figure out how to upload that so that we can share that with everyone as well. He was
Yeah. So
super
anything that we do, and then we can get the whitetail ones too from the thing, and add those onto the YouTube page. And these young men are going to have an amazing time out here. We're going to work really hard, and you as well, because I'm guiding you.
Yes.
So we're going to have amazing food. We're going to have Wisconsin beer, cheese. We're going to eat good. We're going to do a little bit of fishing. It won't be turkey season at that. Well, it'll be fall turkey, so we can get a fall turkey tag. So
Okay.
we could get a fall turkey tag, and we could go out and try to get a turkey as well. You can't call them in, so you just got to be at the right place, right time. But I think we could work that out. I don't know. We might, but we don't want to tell the boys that yet. There's a lot of stuff that'll be happening during that time frame. You and I will be sitting down, going over all of our stuff. Another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to have Tracy, hopefully she's listening, make some shirts for us.
Yes, that would be wonderful.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And we'll make some shirts. And you said you had some pictures. I think you sent me some pictures. What pictures did you have? Could you show them on here?
Yes, let's see. I'm not sure how good
Let's
it'll
try it. I mean, what the worst thing to do, people go, hey, it's blurry.
Yeah, I can't see it.
But I think if you go slow and get it up, but I don't even know how to tell how much time we have on this.
4 minutes and 50 seconds, it looks like.
Okay, we're good.
Let's see here. So I don't know if y'all are actually able to see this, but maybe not. It's going to be a glare.
Oh,
This
no,
was
that's actually really good. Right there.
there we
Right
go.
there. You can see it.
So that's Jacob, and
So the young man in the blue is Jacob, right?
yes, and that's his mother in the sweatshirt next to him.
Wow.
And Cindy Overton is
Oh yeah, there's that. My sister right there in the back. Yeah. And there's
yeah,
Lori.
and Lori Steele is over here.
Yep,
And
right. Lori's right there to the right of him.
and my good friend Melody, who came with us, is on the other end there. And I'm
Wow.
standing there with my head tilted.
Wow. Wow.
So that was beautiful. And then I do have a few pictures of me on stage talking to
Is that
Woody.
you on stage?
That's me.
I can see it. Yep, there's Woody and Lori, yeah.
Yes. So we just had a really good time, and this was another picture, so you can actually see my son Jack. He's next to me with the hat on over
Oh yeah.
which way to
So
go
do me,
this
yeah,
way.
put a picture of Reese up there.
Okay, I sure can.
Let's let people see the hero.
I
You
am.
know, they call people, like, it's funny how we go to war, and I'm ex-military, and people always say, well, you're a hero. No, I'm not a hero. I just did my job that I signed up to do. That's a hero.
That's my baby.
There it is right there. Now everybody, that is a hero.
That's Reese Gorman.
Now, and again, we're not saying that, oh, just because the young man got into a car wreck. No, what we're saying is the young man, even though God said it was time to him be an angel, he was young enough, and actually probably adult enough to understand what he was doing, right?
Yes.
Over the next couple episodes, I'd like to get into myths. Okay.
Yes. Yes. There's a lot of myths out there that I'd like to bust.
So if
sure.
and remember, this is going to be a platform. So what I'd like to do is today, we got the background and all that kind of stuff, and how we met, and the hunt. The next week, I'd like to do it. We need to talk about myths.
Yes.
And we'll go into more LOPA. I want to get into more of them. I want people to understand LOPA is not just a organ donor organization. They do so much more.
They do.
And I would like to have a platform for them too as well, and let people know that you don't have to just go to Crew Bash to help LOPA or to help people, right?
Oh, that's correct. Just like Woody always says, you can live in Tasmania and want to be an organ donor. And
You know what, though? That's a good call. Woody does that all the time, because he had me
yeah.
pick when I was recording for the I'm telling you, the man has done more for society than people will ever imagine.
Yeah,
And people look at us that we post stuff on there about watching the show or listening to the show. They don't understand that what he really does. And I don't listen to the podcast much. I just know Woody as Woody, right? I know him as the man who's got one of the biggest hearts in the world. You
yeah.
know, uh,
But yeah,
we're
you
gonna.
can be from anywhere in the US and you just go to lopa.org and you can be a donor. And to close, I really want to say something here. Ever since I have shared this information with friends, family, Facebook, and all of that, I've already had 3 people ask me to help them write a letter to their family member who donated their corneas for sight, and it's possible. And so I'm going to do that. That's kind of next on my list too. But I
Oh my God,
appreciate you, Shane.
I
Thank you.
appreciate you, and you and I got a lot to do over the next amount of time. You know that, right?
That's right.
Are you ready to do this together?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Okay, you be the doctor, I'll be the nobody, and then we'll do the doctor nobody thing. Okay.
Sounds good.
All right, everybody. I want to thank you guys for watching this, and we love you.
Yes.
And please go sign up to be an organ donor, and we'll be talking to you next week.
Yes.
All right.
See you later.
Bye.